Hello, everybody, and welcome to Expedition D20. I'm your Dungeon Master, and with me, as always, I have the map makers.
Hello everyone, my name is Austin. I'm playing Dak Dramebi, a Tiefling Warlock.
Hello, everyone. My name is Austin Sullivan, if anybody cares about my last name. So I'm playing Stone, the Warforged, newly become cleric, and yeah.
Hello, I'm Jake, and I'm playing the Halfling Wizard, Green Ladwell.
Hi, I'm Charlie Needham. I'm playing Korun Mo, the Earth Ganassi Wizard.
Okay, and without further ado, let's jump into our session. Previously on the past episode, the map makers had made their way to the very northern edges of Toril, of Faerun. You had traveled 2 weeks on the Comet, and you finally reached north of Icewind Dale, and the entire ship got frozen. You all jumped off and made your way across the ice sheets and made your way to Pesci's trading post. You had a run-in with Pesci, the gnome trader. He turned out to not be the best person to cheat at gambling, and you lost quite a bit of coin, but you were able to purchase some sleds and some dogs before you ruined that relationship. Once you did, you made yourself head north towards the Arem Mountain range, and you spent 2 days traveling north using your sled dogs, and you ran into a creature that burst out of the ice multiple times and tried to attack you. Stone was attacked and was downed, but you all recovered, made your way north, and you are just now seeing the Arem mountain range, and a plume of black smoke is emanating from the base camp that you are supposed to report to. So, kind of starting there, this mountain range is quite extensive. It is spreading as far as you can see to the left and as far as you can see to the right. It is very tall, probably one of the tallest mountains that you've actually seen. It just spreads across the entire horizon. Because of this, you are drawn to the only difference in the terrain, which is this base camp. You see, from this distance, the black smokestacks rise from the many heavy canvas tents that cover the base of this mountain range. As you get closer, you see maybe around 20 figures covered from head to toe in black winter gear moving around the camp. You do notice on the side of the mountain there appears to be a structure built into the side of it with several individuals moving mining equipment in and out. As your sled pulls into the center of the camp, a tall figure raises their arm and waves at you, beckoning you towards a central tent. You look at this creature and you're unable to tell what kind of a creature it is, but it definitely looks almost like an ox of but it's on 2 legs. The creature speaks up and looks at you, and it says, "This way. I bet you're freezing. Let's get you warmed up and we can debrief you."
Yes, yeah, we're pretty cold. Thank you.
I am not cold, however.
Me, neither.
Well, aren't you two just lucky?
Yes, quite so.
You see a couple of the black clothing individuals. They look humanoid in nature. They come up to your sleds and they nod at you as they kind of take the reins and start kind of unhooking some of your sled dogs. They tell you that they have a kennel and they can put them with the others if you so wish.
Sure thing, yeah. Thank you.
They nod and they usher them away. Yeah, so there is a central tent that is larger than the rest of them that this ox-like creature is kind of leading you towards. He's very short with you. He kind of turns quickly and is heading towards the tent immediately.
Lead the way, mate.
You make your way to the tent. It is this black canvas as he lifts up one of the flaps and enters. As you enter, it is a very comfortable interior. As soon as you enter, you can already tell that there is a very nice heat source somewhere in this tent. So it is very finely comforting for those who do feel warmth. But as you look around, it is extravagant. As soon as you enter this tent, you see very fine-looking furniture that is kind of spread around this tent. You see a beautiful desk with a writing desk. You have a beautiful chair, and you also see kind of a sleeping quarters in the corner in the back that has very luxurious-looking pillows, like wrapped in lace and silk, and sitting at one of the chairs, kind of like more of a meeting room. In the direct center of this room, there is a larger table with a map kind of rolled out on it. This individual sitting at this table is he appears to be a dwarf, but he has very, very pale skin and white hair. He has a long, or not a long, but more of like a bushy white beard and mustache, but his hair is pulled back, slicked back tight and into a ponytail. His face is very stern looking, and his eyes are yellowed, almost gilded, they look like. And he also appears to have some sort of tribal-looking tattoo that kind of crosses along his nose in a line from ear to ear that crosses the bridge of his nose. He's wearing black plate armor that is very fitting, and it looks very expensive. So as you enter, he looks up at all of you, and he waits for all of you to enter, and he greets you. He says, "Good morning. I was expecting each of you a few days earlier, but I guess I can't be too picky. My name is Ragdon Dûnhark. I'm the one who has ordered your expedition here."
Oh, nice to meet you, Ragdon. We are the map makers. I am Dak. Yes, sorry about that. Our ship got caught in the ice a couple days ago. We had to do the rest of the trek on foot.
I see.
Until he got sled dogs, of course.
Well, that's how all of us actually arrived here, so I suppose I should debrief you on why we're here. This mountain range has a legend tied to it. It was once a massive volcano that became the fighting grounds of two enormous primordial titans. Arem, the Titan of Ruin, and Xiphas, the Titan of Power. They battled here, and in an enormous eruption of their strength that shook Toril to its core, the volcano collapsed, and Xiphas was victorious. Arem's corpse was left in the crater of this battle. The legend also says that the blood of Arem seeped into the earth and enriched the mineral veins below it. That is why we're here, to seek passage to Arem and begin extracting the mineral veins and gems blessed by the primordial energy of the Titan himself. As our report explained, our attempts to enter the crater have been futile. Climbing the mountain is perilous enough, but with the high winds and permanent cloud cover above, we've been unsuccessful. We have tried aerial entry, but the constant blizzard and shards of ice that bellow over the mountain make it impossible. We have made an entry point by digging into the mountainside, and we hit a cave system. We sent 3 scouts into the mountain, but none have returned, which brings me to you.
Well, that's quite the tale.
Right.
Suitably spooked.
Is there any proof that his blood turned it into all these minerals, or is this just a legend? I mean, has anyone ever found the minerals?
Well, that's why we're here. No one that I know of has entered Arem. But that's why I am funding this expedition. That's why you're here.
Well, friend, all I can say is you definitely picked the right group to do this job.
He looks at you very intently, Corin, as you kind of pipe up. He looks at you and he says, "What exactly are you?"
Well, what do you mean? I'm part of this group.
Your race, excuse me for not being...
I am a Earth Ganassi.
And you're blind.
Yeah, that's quite the astute observation. Yep. Can't see a thing.
Are you inhibited by this?
Nope, I am no more inept than anyone with sight.
Very well. I won't question the map makers, as you have quite the reputation that precedes you. Sorry, little one, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering what you think could have caused the scouts to be unable to return. Sorry.
I mean, I am quite unaware of the dangers inside of this mountain and what lies within. I only hope to map out as much as possible and to find the location of the Titan Arem and where the minerals that his blood has seeped into remain. So, if that's something that you all would like to pursue, then perhaps we can introduce you to the foreman.
Well, it wouldn't make much sense for us to travel all the way here and deny you, so I'd say yes.
It is quite the trek, so
Yeah, why do you
I
think we
appreciate
came all this
your
way?
candor.
Lead the
I
way.
try to be as candid as possible.
He laughs.
Hey, at the very least, I'm just here to see some cool stones.
I'm right here.
Yeah, one down. There we go. Wasn't a total loss.
Diamonds.
He goes over to a chest that it was behind him, and he lifts it up and he puts it on the table. It is a heavy-looking footlocker chest that he flips open in front of you, and you see dozens of beautiful gemstones inside of this chest. They are variable in sizes, but the biggest one may be the size of a softball. You see like a ruby that's that size. And there's just a menagerie of different colors and precious gems inside this chest. He closes it.
Initially looking, am I able to identify what they are?
Looking.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and roll perception through barrel.
That was a 14.
14. You don't get too long of a glimpse because it's, at this angle, he's just showing you like, hey, I'm good for it. I'm good for the payment, which was under the expedition itself. It said gems, payment to be decided. So
okay.
He kind of closes it and sets it off to the side. But they look authentic. Again, with that 14, you don't really get a good glimpse, but you're able to tell there's some good stuff in that chest. If you were given a little bit more time, you could probably analyze and get further readings on them. He nods at all of you. And, all right, so I'd like to take you over to the foreman, and you can kind of give you a rundown of what the cave system looks like and get you off on your journey. The creature with the horns is kind of taking up quite a bit of space in the corner, kind of listening to all of this. he kind of butts in. He's like, "You can follow me."
I'll follow him.
Yeah, you don't have to ask twice.
Ragdon nods at all of you and ushers you out, and he sits back at his table and looks over his map. As you exit the tent, you are greeted with the familiar, breezy, cold wind that has just been blowing at you constantly ever since you've left the ship. You make your way past a few more tents, and you see, those people that were carrying mining equipment and stuff are kind of looking at you as you pass them. They look kind of ragged, but formidable at the same time. Like they carry weapons on them, and they look like they are prepared for whatever hazards that the mine may release. As you get closer to the mine, you see the wooden support structures that are holding it up. It's supported by old lumber and heavy rope. It looks, as far as you can see down this tunnel, it looks like they've made some decent passages through it. As you get closer, you see one individual who's kind of pointing at others and telling them where to go. The bovine creature points you over to him, and he says, "This is the foreman." And the foreman looks at all of you. You got a lot more warm impression from this individual. They are kind of hunched over a little bit. They don't have the best posture. They are human. They have soot all over their face. And he says, "Well, howdy. How are you? I'm Cletus."
Greetings, my name is Stone, and these are my friends, and also my brother, as I point to Green.
"Well, how did I meet you? This here be my mine, but it's not mine."
Unlike
Nice.
you.
Was that a pun?
I'm a punny guy.
Face palms.
But hey, if your name's Stone, I wouldn't be getting near any of these pickaxes.
Ha ha ha. Green, was that a sufficient laugh?
For that, yes.
Excellent. I'm learning.
That's pretty strange. Anyway, here, I'll show you the ropes. And he points at the ropes, and you're like,
Well, you're more welcoming than some of the other people at this encampment.
"Well, yeah, I'm a contractor hired by this company. It's interesting. Here, follow me into the mine, and we can talk more." He's kind of doing a talking and walking as you, just your group and him are walking into the mine. You see wooden supports are spaced out every 30, 50 feet. And they all have lanterns on them, but the lanterns themselves look like they are magically lit, no open flames or anything like that. So as you walk further down, it's a little bit more private. He kind of says, this Dûnhark mining company, they hired me on as a consultant to make sure that all the mining operation was sufficient, but between you and me," he looks behind him and he looks at you. Actually, roll me perception, anybody who looks behind you. If you feel like your character would make the motion to look behind you when he does.
15.
I probably would.
16.
Paranoid. 5.
16. Okay. So Colin, you have Beryl kind of do a 360 real quick, or a 180, and you clock that the ox-looking fellow is standing right at the entrance of the mine, kind of staring at all of you as you go further into this mine. It's a bit intimidating, a bit off-putting, but at the same time, you're kind of, listening to whatever Cletus says. He says, "Well," he looks back, notices, and he says, "Well, the Dûnhark Mining Company has paid me quite well for my services as a consultant running this mine." And he makes a left turn as all of you follow. And now that he's not in eyesight, he says, "So, I thought it was pretty weird that a mining company wouldn't have a foreman that knew how to run a mine, you know? I mean, I came from my home way down to the south, way to the southeast, and I worked in a coal mine, and when I heard about this job, I just sort of jumped on it, you know? You gotta seize the opportunity." And he looks at a few rocks and kicks them, and he says, "Well, between you and me, these fellas don't know how to hold a pickaxe. They can't even swing run right. I've had to run drills, I've had to train, I've been through so many things with these fellows, and this mine has taken almost a month to build. I mean, without my crew home, we would have had this done in 2 weeks flat. And then we would be talking about more jobs down the line." And he takes you down another passageway, and he's like, "All right, well, anyway."
What about Ragdon? Does he not know his mining? Is he not knowledgeable?
Well, he's knowledgeable to an extent, but he's the one who's paying us. You know, he's not the one who expects to do the work.
Yeah, mate, I don't think that man's seen dirt on his nails in, I don't know, ever.
Yeah, he's a bit of a pompous asshole, if you ask me, but yeah, I don't really know him too well either. I just know that he pays pretty damn good.
Yeah, seems more like people like him are in the power and money-making business rather than mining.
Exactly. Sorry, Stone, was it?
Yes, that's me.
Well, you were saying something?
Oh, well, perhaps they're just novices and are enterprising and want to start here and don't have any experience. I mean, it's not a crime to want to learn, is it?
I guess, but choose a hell of a time to start learning. I mean, this is advanced level shit. You know, normally you're just dealing with, you know, weather is never really an issue when you're mining, and, you know, of course, like flooding and stuff like that, but the cold is just unbearable. It makes the equipment run slower. It makes the men work slower. I just sort of wish that we had more planning, more training. That's all.
It all seems a little fishy, but usually is when dealing with kind of what we're dealing with. So, but our job is to map and find this thing, not to really think about it.
And that leads us here. And you've been walking for maybe several minutes now down into this mine. It doesn't seem to be declining. It just seems to be kind of a straight shot. And it's been kind of winding around certain harder materials, trying to find the path of least resistance. Where you are now, there is like a fork in the road. And you see maybe like 4 tunnels in front of you. And he points to each one, starting from the left, and he's like, "Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated. The one on the left was where we originally started digging, and for some reason, it got closed off. We have no idea why."
Can I investigate the soil around there to see, like, if there's a clear sign of how it collapsed?
Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Ooh. Not good. It's only 7.
Okay, with the 7, you're looking at it, but it seemed to have collapsed from the other side, so it's very hard to indicate like why did this happen. It just looks like a collapsed tunnel. You look at the next one, very similar, collapsed. And the next one collapsed, and finally the one on the right, that one seems to be open. And he points to this one, he's like, "This one, we kept digging, and we put guards there every single night. We tried to learn from our mistakes, and we finally hit a cave system that opens up past this tunnel. That's where we've been sending those scouts that Ragdon wanted to send through, and haven't heard back from him.
And, Cletus, was there any pattern to these collapses? Was it maybe a certain night or a certain time of night? Anything that you remember?
It seemed to happen when the mine wasn't occupied. We, of course, like it took us 3 times to learn that, but once we did, we just thought, okay, maybe we messed up on the first one. Maybe collapses happen, and especially when you're dealing with an inexperienced crew, then these things tend to happen more often. But this time, 3 times it's happened. It can't be a coincidence. Something or someone has been collapsing these mines.
But now, since there's guards, there's been none?
Correct. Like, we've been trying to, keep it well guarded, but, at the safety of our people, we don't want them venturing too far in. And I think that's why Ragdon's hired you folk to see if you can map out anything, see what you can find, and maybe we can even come to a conclusion as to what happened to those scouts.
How many days ago did the scouts get sent in?
Oh, about a week ago was the last one. They sent them pretty quick after each other. I think like 2 days apart, I think they did. Just one sent, all right, didn't hear from that one, sent another, didn't hear from that one, sent another. Oh shit, it's been a week. Maybe we should, okay, no, been another week. All right, maybe we should put some more guards. So, yeah, but right now we've been just sort of digging out wider to see if we can find any mineral veins or keep the men occupied, because idle hands and all that.
Well, my only request for you is that you keep these guards here so we don't get collapsed in when we go.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the last thing. And if it does happen, you damn certain I'd work these folk harder than ever to get you back through. So we'll make sure there's a tunnel exit for you, no problem.
And you guys have me as well, so I can make my own tunnel.
If I had 3 of you, I'd probably put that 2 weeks to a week.
That'll be helpful.
How Logan? Sorry, how have we see the cave entrance or no?
Yep. You're in a fork in the road, and
Okay.
the passage to the right is the one that's open, and there are some lanterns, and it's kind of lighting into what looks like a cavern instead of naturally chipped away earth.
Right.
This is
So it's safe to assume that the
a
cave
natural
itself
cave.
is not lit, like they haven't traversed far enough to light it.
Correct.
Cool. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, sorry. I'll wait
Right.
and hold what I'm gonna do until we actually go in. I was just
Okay.
curious.
Cletus sort of says, now, is there anything else you need from me? You need to know from me before I head back?
No, I don't. I can't think of anything.
How far is it to the cave system?
Oh, it's just another 30 feet or so, and that'll get you towards the entrance of the cavern, but it's about 50 or so feet until you get actually into the cavern.
Oh, that's very close.
So, yeah, it's very close. I mean, the other sections of the mine that we were trying to go through apparently missed the cavern just by a little bit each time, but this one definitely went right into it. So,
All right.
And was there any creatures or anything when you first entered the cavern that you noticed?
nope, that's the thing. Is we entered in just a little bit, and then Ragdon said, "Hold! I don't want all my all my workers and miners to go in there and get lost or anything." So he sent a few of his scouts, and that's where we left things.
Very well.
All right. Do you lot want to rest up before we make our trek through the cave?
I'm feeling ready to go, but if you guys want to take a little rest, wouldn't mind.
Did we get one after we got, or I guess after I got throttled last time?
Yes, you have taken a full rest.
Okay. Cool.
I'm feeling, as my students would say, ready to go.
Me as well. I've also prepared a better spell for us to camp out in, so we won't have the issue that we've had last time.
What spell would that
Interesting.
be?
Oh, just a little tiny hut we can camp out in.
Oh, will I be able to fit?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Then it must not be too tiny of a hut.
Yeah, you're right. It's an us-size hut.
Excellent. I look forward to sleeping in your hut.
Okay. So Cletus bids you farewell and good luck, and he makes his way back to the entrance of the mine. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna start sketching actually, like outside of the mine and stuff. And
Perfect.
Who here actually
Do
has
some re-
dark vision?
I'm casting light on my hat too.
All
So I
right.
can actually-
Cool. When we get up to the cave, like how big is the cave pass to walk through?
So it is about a 10 by 10 cut section
Okay.
that leads into this. So it's a fairly large.
I'm gonna
tunnel.
as we start making our way down the tunnel, I'm gonna put barrel away into little pocket dimension and just rely on my blind sight.
I'll be up front. Start walking in first.
Yeah. What is the point of order?
I'll go second,
I'll go third.
just because and to
I'll
be
head up the
clear,
rear.
Logan, I just wanted to clear like up how blind sight's gonna work with you. It says I
Sure.
clearly I perceive everything within my radius.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily need to be like looking in the direction of something, right?
Yep. You can it's like tremor sense in the sense that you can sense things that are around you within 60 feet without Barrel's assistance. So you can naturally have an instinct of like, okay, there's a thing there, there's a thing there. If you want to have more of an in-depth
Oh yeah,
investigation
specifics
of
I
something,
would need.
yeah,
Barrel,
yeah,
Barrel
Barrel
gives
would
me
definitely be-
specific insight, but in a closed quarters cave, I feel like Barrel
Yep.
sight would not be as effective as just radial blind sight, especially if we're stuck somewhere
Yep.
where we can't use magical light or whatever.
Yep, completely agree.
Ooh, metagaming over. Let's hiff it.
So first is Dak, Corin, Green. Then who's next?
That'll be me.
How far in are lights? Or do they just kind of stop right at the entrance?
They are maybe for about 30 feet, and then another 10 feet or so of dim light. So you can't really get a good idea of how big this cavern is as you get close to it.
Gotcha. So
And
once
like
we're
I
in
said,
the
I have-
cavern. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Green has his lights up.
Oh, I have light on my hat, but that only extends so far.
You guys enter the cavern?
Brooke, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So as you enter, the cavern itself is quite larger than you would have thought. It is larger than the tunnel that you have just exited, and it is almost like a 50-foot high ceiling in this like large dome-like area. You see multiple tunnels leading out of this room. You can't see down them, but you see that they kind of look natural cave systems, so they kind of are jagged. They go up, down, left, right. Like they are kind of confusing. But a total of I would say 3 tunnels is that you can see. One to the west, one to the north, and one to the east, and of course the south where you came from.
I'm going to cast light on my around my eyes to act as sort of like a miner's helmet.
Awesome, that's really cool.
So I'll just touch my finger to my eyes and they emit a sort of beam of orange light.
Okay, as you cast, could you roll me a D100?
Oh my god, I don't wanna. D100. That is a 79.
79. Okay. Good to know. What would you guys like to do as you're in this cavern?
Well, should we start with the left and then just go down each cave system, or
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
That works for me.
Yes, I like that plan.
Green, did you get enough? Yeah, get enough time to sketch this out. We can.
I'm in the process of doing it now, but it's pretty basic so far. I'm not going to be going into too much detail.
Good. Just don't want to get lost down here, especially with these cave-ins that are happening.
Yeah, I would prefer not to. In the heebie-jeebies.
And is it pretty cold in here? Is it a little bit warmer?
I would say it is still pretty cold since you guys aren't that far from the entrance to the mine. But it is, there is, you don't have the wind blowing on you, and that is you're very thankful for. But there is like a slight breeze coming from the mine behind you.
And no breeze coming from any of the natural caverns?
You can certainly check if you want to check each one.
Sure.
Yeah, roll me investigation. Just one investigation.
Okay. Ooh, nice. 23.
23. Okay, you can tell that there is the air in this room is fairly stagnant. When you go to the left, nothing. You go to the north, there's a little bit of a breeze. Just a tiny bit of a breeze. You feel like you kind of put your hand on the edges of the cavern, and you can tell that your hand's getting a little bit of a breeze. You go to the one to the right, to the east, and that one also has a similar breeze.
Well, if it makes a difference, the north and the east both have a slight breeze coming from them, but not the west one. Should we start with the west since there's no breeze? Maybe that one has a dead end, and then we can track it, map it, and then come back?
Or that's probably the one that leads further down, which is kind of our goal. So either way, I say we check the west, yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Agreed.
And we'll start heading down the west tunnel.
Okay, sounds good. You make your way to the west, entering the tunnel system. It is a bit hard going because it kind of goes up and down, and you kind of have to climb over some rocks in order to get through to your target. The tunnel continues for minutes. It is 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 15 go by. How long would you like to travel down this path?
I say as long as we go.
Yeah, we just keep on going. I mean, the plan is to map the whole thing, so...
Is there it's so it's up and down, but is it like just one tunnel, or is there ever like left or rights that we have to choose? Like, should we go right, left, or straight?
This is a consistent one tunnel system that you're currently in. Also, okay, yeah. So the light spell lasts for an hour. Okay, I just had to check that real quick. Yeah, this one path that you chose definitely goes up and down, left and right. It is just one system. Until finally, about the half-hour mark, you see that it splits into two.
By stepping up to the fork, am I able to see much difference in the way the paths go, at least 60 feet out, one way or the other? Or is there not?
Sure, go ahead and roll investigation.
Cool. That's a 16.
16, okay. You take a look, and you can tell the one that is to the right looks as if it's been used. Like it has been traversed before by something. You can't tell exactly what, but it looks like something has been using this passage as the primary means of walking or moving. The left one looks barren. Like there's no footsteps, there's no anything.
Hey guys, this right path here has definitely been utilized by someone or something quite regularly. Yeah, you can tell by how worn down the pathway is. So if you check over here, that it's much more solid, and you can see that there's a consistent path running through, whereas the other side is relatively untouched.
Well, that's a good observation there. What should we... Do you think we should go down that one?
I mean, it could be missing scouts who went this way, or whatever took them or stopped them. Either way, we're probably fighting something.
Well, then let's go down this one then.
All right. Just definitely be careful, and I'm gonna try and pay more attention to how the path is changing as we move.
Sure.
That mean no lights.
True.
I mean, I just hang on to your cloak, I guess, but...
Well, if you guys aren't comfortable with that, then we can keep the lights on. Also,
well,
I
maybe...
guess it'd be good if you're sketching.
Yeah, well, and maybe you could go a little bit further ahead than us.
Sure.
Too far,
Yeah.
but enough to where our light won't alert anybody.
Yeah, how far is
Be
the
able to
light
see.
spell? Is it 30?
It's only 20, 20 feet light and then 20 extra feet dim light, so 40 feet
40.
overall. I'm not sure.
Cool.
DM.
So if we hang out in your dim range, then that should be fine.
That sounds like a good plan.
I'll go.
And dim light for people with dark vision is considered bright light.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
I'll go.
No, for people with dark
Yeah,
vision.
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
No, I was just saying. I was saying for those.
Alert, don't do that.
No, I was trying to say for those of you who are, in the dim light that have dark vision, you'll be able to see even better in that dim light. is
Logan,
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
appreciate you talking about vision when I'm clearly blind.
I
This
was saying
discrimination
dark
will
vision.
not-
I said dark vision. Okay,
Well,
I said those of you with dark
The
vision.
color of the
that
vision
are
doesn't
in that dim
matter,
light.
Logan.
Wow.
I'll. Dak
Noted.
Alright. What's
Dak
the plan?
goes. Dak will go 60 feet ahead, but stealthily, and just.
Okay.
I'll kind of stick behind him.
Also, we need
So I
a
can
signal of sorts. If
Keep an
we
eye
need to
on what the
stop
path
moving
is doing
forward.
in case something comes.
Okay. Sorry. Green, you were saying something?
We need a signal in case I have to stop moving forward. With my light.
Stone, do you still have those talking stones? Or maybe
Hopefully
that
those
wouldn't
aren't
be the
too
best
loud.
idea. Yeah.
How about I can use mold earth to kind of make a little hand that says stop out of the sand,
I will look
just
for
to
a
give
hand.
like hand signals behind.
My stones don't work anymore. I apologize.
My condolences to
Oh.
the missus, Mr. Stone.
My Mrs. What?
All right, you'll get it when you're older.
It was a.
But I'm already so old.
Or are you?
Were you there? Didn't you see the elves?
It
No.
wasn't there.
Oh yes. Oh, that was some time ago, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, about a month.
1 month
Yes.
ago.
Felt like an eternity at that place, though.
Month and a half, really. Okay. So you guys start heading towards the right passageway?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's still Dak is leading?
with me in
Yeah.
tow.
Yep.
Okay.
And stealthily, though.
You make your way... Yeah, okay, so go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Both of us, or just Dak?
If you're trying to be sneaky, you can certainly roll a stealth
Dude,
check.
I'm so sneaky, I can't even see myself.
Whoa.
18 for Dak.
I got an 11.
Okay. So Dak, you feel like you're being pretty sneaky, but you can definitely hear Corin behind you, kind of heavy stepping in a few spots, and you're like, I don't know how great this is working out. But
Corin,
you
just hey, easy on the steps. You want to miss the rocks and just step in between them.
Hey, I'm not the most graceful, all right? You're gonna get what you're gonna get, mate.
All right.
But yeah, I'll try.
All right.
Tries harder at better rolling.
So Dak, you go ahead and roll me perception real quick.
19.
19, okay. You see with your nasty devil sight, you see quite a ways in front of you. You see something move down the tunnel.
How big was it? Would I know or?
It just was at the cusp of your vision, and was it like 120 feet? Yeah. It is like right at the cusp of it. So if you want to move closer, you could probably get a good idea of what it looks like.
I'm gonna just like put my hand up. Wait. Oh shit. Corin, can you see my hand? Or... No?
I kind of reach out and like feel his hand just to get an idea of what the shape is, and I will about 30 feet back mold earth a hand mimicking his signs.
And it's just kind of like a a stop sign.
Yeah,
Or
just
like
like holding stop.
Yeah. So as you use that spell, please roll a D100 for me.
Oh gosh, I don't like this.
So to clarify again, that's the
2d10s.
2d10s.
Mm-hmm. One with double digits and.
You're telling me you don't have one of those gigantic D100 dice?
The 91.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good or bad.
Is anybody carrying water on them?
I would say yeah. Just
Yeah, you have like water skins?
Probably.
Okay. All right, good to know.
shit.
So you, Jack, you are looking down this passage, and you see this creature or whatever it is start kind of slowly moving towards your direction. But this is 120 feet out, so it is slowly moving closer.
Also, I stop when I see the hand signal.
Smart.
Okay. It's moving slow?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as it gets closer, do I notice its body shape at all, or is it still just kind of like just a general mass?
It is right now just sort of a shape, but would you like to just stay in place?
I'm gonna just start slowly backing up and back up into Corm and just I'll whisper, "It's moving towards us. Let's regroup." And just slowly start to back up, trying to still contain like the stealthiness, just so we can.
Okay, go ahead. Let's roll another stealth check. I would say Corin and Dak, just because you're the ones that are kind of instigating this.
Nat 20.
Oh shit! Nice.
Instigating.
Wow. So Corin, now that you're sorry, go ahead.
23.
Dak. 23. Wow. All right. A natural 20 and 23. You both are just very sneaky. And Dak, you're very impressed with Corin as he just deftly just moves backwards very silently.
I like to think that like I'm turning turning the soil to like soft sand just like barely below my feet to kind of like
Ooh,
to like muffle the sound.
that's really cool. I like that. Are you casting a spell to do that?
I mean, mold earth is a cantrip.
Yeah, so that is a spell. So go ahead and roll me a d100.
What is wrong with you? 70.
70. Okay.
What I do want to do is use mold earth. I can do 2 of the things at one time. Or no, I can have 2 of the instantaneous effects active at a time.
Okay.
So I'm going to release the hand and step my feet and make kind of two, basically like 5-foot walls of dirt with just enough room for like Dak's height to be able to peer through in between the two. Like closing off the tunnel, so to speak.
Okay. So you're making a 5-foot wall in front of you, but Dak can still look over it.
I'm making two walls, one from the top down and one from the bottom up, with enough room in between
like
where he can kind of just peer through. Like I'm basically making a wall with a little peephole.
All right, go ahead and try to roll sleight of hand, because this is like you're actively like moving the earth on this one. So if you want to be quiet, you're going to have to do like sleight of hand. See how deftly you can do this.
18.
18. Okay. All right. Very good. And this is using the same cantrip?
Yep. Mold Earth cantrip. Using it twice, technically.
Using it twice, so another D100 then.
Yeah. 15.
15. I'd like you to choose another creature of your choice within 30 feet of you.
Got it.
I choose one?
Yep, it is your choice.
My choice.
I would say it's probably like the first person you
I would
look
say
at right
Dak, because he's the only person I can see.
Okay.
I can see the rest of the guys, but he's the closest.
But he is like the first one. Okay, so Dak,
I made him a wall, so he's the first on my mind.
Yep. You just made him a wall so that he can kind of peer in between both of them. He has like a little position. But yeah, okay, good to know. You are able to create this, and you look, Dak, down this passageway, and this creature doesn't seem bothered or as if it heard any of that movement. It is continuing down the path. It is maybe about 80 feet away right now. You are able to get a good look at it now. You peer through this passage, and you see a creature that is small, maybe about 3 foot, 3.5 foot tall. I would say 3 foot max. It is reptilian looking from this distance, and it has sort of a blue hue to its skin. It is walking on its hind legs. It's kind of hunched over, and it looks like it has some sort of a bag or something on its back. And it is just walking down the path, and it's getting closer and closer to you.
Does it look like menacing at all, or is it more? Can I tell a facial expression at all from this far?
Sure. You can roll insight if you'd like.
Okay, I'll give it a try. 13.
With a 13, you look, and it doesn't seem. It looks bored almost. It looks like it's sort of just walking casually down the path. As it gets closer, it stops.
When you say closer, like 60 feet? Or...
Yep, 60 feet away, I would say it's right now. It's 60 feet away, it stops, and it looks like it notices the wall. It quickly turns its feet away and starts running behind it. Like it starts running back the way it came.
Oh, shit. Are we back with them now? Are they within, like, Stone and Beargar and Green?
Yeah, I would say they're maybe about 30 feet behind you.
I'm gonna go back to them. So, down the path there was a small creature. It was a bluish reptilian, only about 3 feet tall. I think it noticed us. It started running back the other way, but he looked kind of bored. He didn't look menacing or anything, just bored.
Doesn't mean it wouldn't attack us.
Well, it ran away.
To get more friends, possibly?
That could be it. Should we press on, or should we stay here behind the wall?
We do have other options if we want to try those as well.
We could wait, and then if they come with reinforcements, at least then we'll have the ability to surprise them.
Hopefully they don't come from the other way.
You think it loops around?
I'm not sure. Definitely a possibility.
I'm gonna look back through the wall and see if I see any more movement, or if it's just still now.
How long would you like to look?
A minute maybe? If that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, I would say at the end of about a minute, you see a few figures moving back towards you, a little bit quickened haste, but there seem to be 3 or 4 of them that are walking towards your direction.
Oh, well, Green, I think you were right. There's now 3 or 4 figures coming towards us.
Are they all looking bored?
Let me check again. Do I see?
You look, they are definitely not bored. They seems to have some spears and weapons drawn. You see 2 in the front have spears, and 2 in the back have some sort of projectile-looking devices that they are holding.
And they're running in what order down this hallway?
2 by 2.
Okay.
They are walking. They're a good pace, not like running, but I would say like a good jog towards this wall that suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
I'd say not.
I guess technically the wall doesn't fill the whole width of the tunnel because it's 10 by 10. It only fills the height and half of it.
Yep. But you said you did one from the bottom and one from the top,
Right.
correct?
Yeah. So it takes like the middle chunk. So there's like 2.5 feet on each side.
Yeah, so it still was enough to, whoa, there's something that there wasn't there before.
Yeah.
So let's go investigate.
I wouldn't say they look bored now. I would say it's more of a angry. They have spears and it looks like maybe something to throw at us. We should get ready. And is there a way we could? I'm just gonna shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at the first 2 guys.
Do you want to try talking to them?
Okay.
Mike, do we want to maybe
Go ahead
negotiate?
and roll attack.
Oh, maybe this was a bad idea. My bad, guys, but I said it.
Well, okay.
I mean, I was gonna say I'll just try and reach out to your hand as you're about to cast it, and maybe just like, maybe we should see if they're friendly or not, because we don't really know the species of the scouts they sent ahead. I know they're probably hostile, but
Okay, my hand's up.
we have this wall.
My hand's up. Does he grab it?
I'm assuming that's
Okay.
what happened. You see he lifts his hand. His hand kind of absorbs the light that is showing, and this dark pool kind of envelops his hand, and you see his eyes kind of glaze over in darkness. But you interrupt his spell casting before he sends it down the tunnel. They are maybe about 40 feet away.
Hey, when they're about 30 feet, why don't we shout at them and see if they speak our language?
Okay. And I put my hand back down. Are they 30 feet now?
Yeah, I would say they are now cautiously approaching, weapons drawn, pointed at whatever pops out or anything that happens. They are now investigating.
Hey, Stone. You should try your friendly bit.
Oh no, it's muted. Ellie.
Stone. I'm gonna try to do my best impression. We are friendly. I'm gonna shout it out.
Do you pop out and say it, or do you just say it
I'm
from
just gonna
behind?
say
this,
it like in between the little crack he left for my eyes. I'm just gonna like put my mouth to it and yell that out.
Okay. Yeah, you you say we are friendly, and it kind of echoes down this hallway, and you hear they kind of bark as this noise erupts. One of them speaks up and says, "Does anybody speak Draconic?
I do have comprehend
Or did
languages.
you cast it?"
I'm gonna cast it now.
Okay. Does anybody know Draconic, or that happens?
Nope.
I don't.
No. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you tell that they are speaking language, and you
I speak
cast.
Draconic.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I didn't
All
realize
right.
I was muted. I've been talking. Shit.
Oh shoot.
Oh god.
Nope. Yeah, we were like. Okay. So Stone, you speak Draconic and you understand it. You can tell this creature yells out, "Who are you?"
I will kind of make a motion to everybody and just I can speak their language. Everyone, calm down, and I'll kind of walk up next to Dak and put my mouth up to the hole and say, "We're looking for our friends." In Draconic.
You see him kind of bounce back a little bit as they see a face fill this gap. And they're like, "Why you wear armor?"
This isn't armor. It's just my skin.
How can they see him?
Because he said that he put his face up to the crack, right?
I mean, it's the size
Yeah.
of like someone's eyes, and it's 5 feet
oh,
thick.
so it's just that. Okay, all right. I guess I misinterpreted exactly how it looked, but
Alright, it's
okay,
it's
that's
two
fine.
5x5 cubes, basically stacked on top of each other with a hole in the middle
Holy
to
mackerel,
be able
that
to
is
see
a-
through.
That is a thick ass wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 C's.
Yeah. They say, okay, so they just say, "Who are you?" And you say that you're looking for your friends, and they say, "Reveal yourself. We need to see you."
All right, mate. Tell them we're the sand demon. If they don't give us our friends, we'll eat them.
No, that sounds my friends, this is my skin. I am not a conventional normal humanoid, and this is just my appearance. Armor is also useful for protecting myself. So those are the reasons I would be wearing armor.
You speak strange words.
I am so sorry that I do. I am a teacher. I teach younger creatures than myself, so I use big words.
You smaller ones.
Smaller ones like children that are younger than I am.
Smaller words.
Small words. I use small words when I talk
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
Okay. I am a teacher. We are here looking for our friends.
Who are friends?
They were scouting in these mines, trying to
Yes.
find something.
Yes. We saw.
And you saw them?
Yes.
Are they alive?
They look at each other and kind of like shrugs.
So are they dead?
One for sure dead.
That is bad. Can we see them?
No.
Why can we not see them?
Because you strangers.
Can we give you something to become your friend?
You see one of them kind of perks up at that sound and like taps the one that's been talking on the shoulder. And he kind of brushes him off at first, but then the other one taps him on the shoulder even harder. And he turns around and they kind of do like a group huddle a little bit. While like one of them kind of lifts its head looking at you and then looks back at the group, looks back at you. And then you see them all kind of talking. And then the main speaker kind of pipes up again and says, "What do you trade?"
What do you need or like?
"We like many things."
Do you like metals?
"Metal good, metal good." And then they nod, they all nod, they start like, "Yeah, metal good, yeah.
Okay, we can give you some metal if you would like. Or do you need food?
"Food good, food good." And the other one like kind of like butts him into the stomach and says, "Metal better."
Metal better. Okay, we can give you metal. Would that make us friends?
"It will start."
Okay. All right, let me speak to my friends and we will pool our metal together to give to you.
Good.
I turn around and just kind of relay everything since they can't understand it.
Metal they want. I have a couple daggers that I don't use. Should we give them weapons? I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean, they've already got weapons. And I feel like giving them smaller ones isn't bad.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought.
I think we can give them any sort of scrap metal and they will be happy.
I don't think
I
I
have
have
gold pieces. I think that's all I have.
You can only turn things that aren't metal to look like metal for at least an hour, and I don't think we want to go that route. Because we saw the way that worked last time.
Exactly. I also think that spellcasting around these beings will scare them.
So as you've been talking, has anybody been looking at
I mean,
the
I've got my blind
creatures?
sight, seeing if they move any closer.
Sure. So I will say, Corin, you can tell like they're moving closer to the wall, and they look like they're looking over. They're like walking towards the sides.
Oi,
to get a better look.
Guys, they're moving.
Here, Stone, take these daggers. I'm going to give 2 daggers to Stone to offer to them.
I'll give them 10 gold pieces, I guess, to offer.
I will take these and I will kind of walk around to the side of the wall and
As you get to the side, he is like one of them is already right there. One of them with the spears, and he is like pointing it right at you. He looks around and his eyes kind of go wide as he sees how many of you are there, and he just holds up his spear.
Hello, and I'm going to switch back to Draconic. Hello, friends. We were just discussing what to give you. We were talking, and we found what to give.
They nod and they wait for you to present what you have.
I will kind of holding the daggers like behind my back just to not threaten them. I will hold out one hand, sort of kneeling, with the gold pieces that Green gave me.
Okay. The one with the spear puts it to his side. This is like the first time where you've seen, okay, he's not on edge. The other creatures are definitely like keeping an eye out. This is actually like where you finally get a good look at this creature because you have the light from Green and also you, Stone, with your eyes. You get a good look at it, and it is almost draconic in nature. That reptile look. It is smaller. It has small horns on its head, but the color of its skin is blue, and the chest is a little bit more white as it kind of fades into a blue to white mixture. They all kind of have variations coloring, but it seems like they are some sort of a variant of smaller creature. You can all roll a nature check if you'd like to understand what kind of a creature this is.
13.
Metaman knows.
24 for Dak. Good rolls tonight.
20.
Wow,
Natural.
very good. Okay. That is plenty for those of you that rolled high enough to know that this is what's known as a kobold. These reptilian humanoids commonly infest dungeons, and their physical ineptitude with cleverness for like trap making and things like that. So it is quite interesting that you have found one so far north, especially in this type of climate. So you bend down Stone, and you show them daggers and you see it very carefully pick up a couple of daggers and look at them, put them back in your hand, look at the gold pieces, put them back, look up at you, and shake its head.
You do not like this metal?
Yeah, expected more.
Well, I can start with this, and we can continue to be friends, and we will give you more as our friendship grows.
He points at Dak, who's holding his blade. He points at his blade.
What about that blade?
Metal black. Black metal good.
Black metal good, but that, just between me and you, is bad metal.
Bad metal? What's you made of good metal? He starts looking at you, starts like tapping your knee.
I'm not made of good metal either. That's why I'm talking. I'm a talker. I speak, don't fight. But my friend's blade, bad metal. We tell him it's good, but it is bad.
You sound like useless metal. And he starts looking at you up and down, a little bit more curious about you.
I am not just metal. I am a person.
They look a little kind of relaxed now as the conversation's gone a little bit dry. They look at you were all fairly well equipped, and they start kind of looking you up and down. They start moving kind of freely around the cavern now. They're kind of like interweaving in between you and kind of just looking around you, looking you up and down. Do you guys want to prevent them from looking, or
Are they just kind of like idling around the wall?
no? They are like walking in between you. If you've left a gap between two of you, they walk in between you, look you up and down.
Oh, like they're already on the other side of
around.
the wall.
Yeah.
They've made their way across the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna let the wall down carefully. Like I can clear it just by using the same cantrips to clear it.
Okay, roll a D100 for me.
57.
57.
And do I notice them staring at my blade?
Oh yeah, they clearly like pointed to it, mentioned towards it, and you can't tell what they're saying, but they definitely mentioned it.
And any reaction to the sand wall just sliding back away into the dirt?
They're kind of alarmed at first, but as they see it very slowly move down, they're not too alarmed.
Cool. No worries, guys. I just put my wall back. They don't understand what I'm saying.
Nope, they don't. They are just sort of looking around at you, kind of poking, and you see them kind of poking you in certain places, and they're like, they're kind of getting a feel of what you people are. I would say Green. You're watching them kind of move around you, and you see one just stick his hand right into your pocket.
What are you reaching for?
He looks at you, notices you notice him peeking. Whatever you would have in like your right pocket.
Be some gold. I wouldn't have too much. A healing potion, actually.
Oh, a healing potion. So you actually see him like he grasps the healing potion and just pulls it out, and you notice.
Yeah.
Oh, you let him. Okay. He takes out he takes it out and like pockets it. He just puts it right into his into a satchel that's like dangling from his hip.
Aaron, could you tell him you're welcome? I'm rolling my eyes.
Hey, friends don't take from friends. That is my friend's belonging.
Not friends yet.
If you want to be friends, we have to give you things freely. You cannot take.
Okay, give us things freely.
I gave you metal.
Not good metal.
I will take. So one of the daggers I have, I will use one of my class features here. Actions. So I'm going to use my Blessing of the Forged to imbue the one of the daggers with magic. So it just sort of glows faintly.
Aaron notices
metal.
kind of what he's doing, and he kind of like whispers under his breath, "Oh, might get black."
Yeah.
Yes, I will with the magic just sort of like kind of give it a dark gleam.
This has definitely grabbed the attention of the group. They move over to you. They like, oh, ah. And as they kind of like look at it, do you hand it to them?
I just sort of hold it and show them good metal. Give my friends belonging back, and you will get this.
Both.
Then will we be friends?
They look at each other. They look at you and they nod.
Okay. I will give them the dagger, and I will not make any more mention of the healing potion.
Okay. You give it to him. He looks at it and kind of waves it in front of him, and it kind of has like a wave effect as he moves it. And he nods, and he turns to his friends, and he nods, and then they just book it down the hall.
Are they saying anything?
No, they are just running down the mine the way they went.
What happened, Stone?
came
Did
from.
they not like us anymore?
They said it was good, but we'll follow them and see. And I'm going to run after them. Hello.
Sure.
I'll start following Stone.
There.
I'll follow too.
Off we go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you all run down the hallway, and they are quite quick. They are like well ahead of you, but yeah, you are running towards them as they are running down this passage. Stone, you're leading the group.
Yeah, since I can interact with them a little more effectively.
Is there any way I could kind of like look ahead and see if I can see any traps, knowing that I figured out that they were kobolds and I know they like to make traps?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to see if you can, or I guess perception or investigation is your choice on this one, because it's like you're not directly in front, so it's not like an investigation, I would say, but you could argue.
I'll go with investigation if you allow it, because it's better.
Sure.
Can I help him with my blind sight?
I would say not in this scenario, because you're all like running quite a bit, and Stone is first, and then it's Dak, and then it's you, and I feel like your blind sight wouldn't quite reach.
Only a 12.
Okay. You are running down, and Stone, I need you to roll me perception.
That is going to be a 15.
15. Okay. You are running, and at the last moment, you notice that there is some sort of a wire that you are about to trip on. Like you are like literally right now. So like you need to roll a dexterity saving throw in order to avoid tripping this.
I am excellent at these. Everyone calm down. That is a 14 minus 1, so 13.
Okay. So you catch this at the last moment with your eyes, and you're like, oh God, and slow down, but your foot just pulls on this tight wire that is spreading the length of this cavern. You trip forward, and all the rest of your friends like run up behind you, and there's just quiet for a second, and the floor falls out from under you as all of you go sliding down this pathway that just dropped below you. And you go sliding maybe about 30 feet straight down.
I'm just running, then all of a sudden,
Straight down. Like we're falling straight down.
Nope, you are like sliding downwards down this path. Like you are like falling down. Like at a decline, like very quickly.
That's what I get for trying to talk to them.
You come to the end of this passageway, and it is dusty. Like you just like a big old cloud of dust just envelops you, and you are in some sort of a room. This looks actually like it was built.
How big is it exactly?
I would say maybe about a 30 by 40 foot room that you're in, and you look up behind you, and you are in like it's like a steep decline down that sort of pushed you down into a slide that exited into this room.
And do I see any like doors or pathways or anything?
Yeah, you kind of pick yourselves up and you do see there is one door at the end of this room, kind of in the center. It looks like it's closed.
It's an actual, like, is it like a wooden or stone door?
It looks like a stone door.
I'm gonna stand up and just like, kick the dust off a little bit. Those little tricksters. Is everyone okay?
Yep.
Just annoyed.
Yeah, you gave it a good shot. What language was that, Stone? Sounded coarse.
It was draconic.
Draconic. Interesting.
I have some languages that were just planted in my head. I don't know why.
You think the Star Elves planted that?
Probably. That would be my only real assumption. I did while I was at the guild last, I did, I suppose, study, but I felt like I had such a grasp of it before I even really looked at any scrolls pertaining to it.
Well, if I look up, is it like closed again, or is it like climbable at all?
It is very steep, but it looks like it's very slippery. So it would be very difficult to try to traverse back up the path you just fell down.
Could get like maybe 2 of us back up there, but that's not very reliable.
Well, do we want to try to get back up there? I mean, we have some climbing equipment now.
Well, I mean, I can technically get everyone up there. It's just going to take a while and lots of molding earth.
What about this door?
I'm gonna walk up and just.
Nice door. I like the architecture.
Is there like a door handle at all? Or is it like we're locked in here?
There appears to be like a handle built into the stone itself. So like if you wanted to try to push it, it looks like you probably try.
Should I try to open this or no?
I mean, we've got to map this place anyway. This appears to be part of this place.
But yeah, I'll start sketching again.
I'll give it a push or pull, whatever way it starts to move.
Okay. You start to push. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Fudge. Oh boy, 6.
Okay. With that, you feel a sharp pain get shot into your chest as you push. Apparently, like a device in the center of this doorway opens up and fired some sort of a dart or something into your chest. I need you to take 14 points of poison damage as the dart just fires straight into your chest.
Oh,
Let me give you a healing potion. Oh, never mind.
Ooh.
Ew, I don't feel too good. God. Okay, just so everyone knows, these kind of creatures, they love traps. I should have been more smart. Does it look like it would go off again if I pushed it, or is that like a one-time thing?
The door is ajar now, so like you pushed it open, and you were able to push it open a little.
And I'm not. I was just poison damage. I'm not poisoned.
Correct. You are not poisoned.
Well, should we continue this way? I'm gonna rip out the dart and just kind of like throw it to the ground.
Yeah, both scouts are definitely dead.
Well, did they mention the scouts at all, Stone?
They said that that one was definitely dead, and that the rest they didn't say. They said that I couldn't see them. We couldn't see them. So I think they might be being held captive.
Well, I guess let's try to find these scouts. And I'm gonna peek around the door to see if there's like a guard out front of this door, or if there's anyone out front.
Sure. Yeah, you peek outside of the door and you look left and right, and you can see that it's a fairly large hallway that's made of cut stone. You look to your right, and you actually see a light at the end of this tunnel. There is something that is like quite bright outside this tunnel, and you can also get like this nice breeze that is blowing in your direction.
Did you guys feel that breeze? There might be an opening up ahead.
yeah, but it's a little weird considering how far we are underground.
Yeah, was it a cold breeze? I'm assuming.
No, it's actually quite warm. It's comforting.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm gonna take a few steps out, and I'm gonna like look on the ground for any traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll me investigation. Okay, with 16, you can definitely tell, like, you almost stepped on a pressure plate that is right in the center of this hallway.
Fuck. Is there more pressure plates, or is it just
you were
the
able
one?
to just find that one because you looked just in the general vicinity.
Well, There's a pressure plate right outside the door. There could be more. Is it like inscribed with anything?
It just looks like it's a very small pressure plate that was just meant to, if somebody opening the door could just easily step out onto. And there's no incantations on it. There's no markings. It's very the camouflage to look like the stone that's around it.
Okay. I'll take another step, but this time I'll make sure I'm looking at every single step I take.
So go ahead and roll me investigation as you're kind of. Is the rest of the team following?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll make sure I point out the first pressure plate.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
10 for my second.
You continue walking down. I was able to spot the first one, being able to figure that out. And click. Go ahead and roll me dexterity saving throw.
Okay, better. Non-natural 20.
Ooh, very nice. So you only receive half the damage on this one. You only take 4 points of piercing damage as a little hole inside of this hallway shoots out at you. Another dart, wham, right into your side.
But no poison, just piercing.
No poison on that one.
Oh, God, these little bastards. And I pull this dart out again and throw it to the ground.
Sketching out every known trap so far.
Okay.
Corridor.
Are you heading towards the light, or are you heading the opposite direction?
Oh, I thought it was just the one way. Is there?
It's like two different ways. When you open, there's a left and a right. You chose to go right.
Oh, okay. Which way's the light?
To the right.
The light is to the right. I'll turn around and should we go towards the light or go left?
Can one of us throw something down this hallway and trigger these traps?
If
Not a bad idea.
weighs enough.
You're pretty smart for a professor.
Actual laughter that time.
I'll take out. Do we have anything to roll or throw?
So as you are talking, you see a trap door open, maybe about 50 or so feet down this passage. It opens up out of the side of this wall, and you see one of the kobolds walks out and looks down the path, sees you, and tries to turn around quickly, but the trapdoor closes before he's allowed to get back in, and he kind of panics, and he starts booking it towards the sunlight.
I'm going to cast Hold Person, but honestly, I don't know if that works on a kobold.
I mean, it
But I'm
should.
gonna
It's
try.
like a humanoid size.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Hold Person
Okay.
on him. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for a minute.
Okay. Wisdom save?
Yep,
Okay.
15.
Okay. 14 minus 2. So he locks into place.
He's not getting away this time.
Well,
Uh,
I'll take one of my torches from my pack and just sort of roll it. Is there a decline?
Nope. It looks like it's going just straight towards this light source.
Okay. Does anyone have any spherical thing that we can kick or send down?
I mean, I can always mold something out of the earth.
15
That would
seconds.
be
ah, shit. Guys, we don't have much time with him. He's only going to be held for about another 45, probably 40 seconds now.
okay. I'll run toward him.
Sure. So you are right next to him. Actually, that's about 50 feet. So go ahead and roll me 2 dexterity saving throws.
That is a 6 and a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So you take 9 points of piercing damage and 8 points of piercing damage as darts gets just shot right into your side and one into your leg.
You said 9 and 7?
Yes. Yeah. 9 and 8. Excuse me.
9 and 8. Okay. Well, ow. I guess. And I'll run up to the kobold.
30 seconds.
I will grab him by his... Does he have a shirt?
He does have a shirt. He has like kind of like a cloth tunic on, and he has a backpack on, made of just scrap material. It looks like.
Okay, I'll reach into his backpack and take whatever is out of there.
Okay. You open up his backpack and you stick your hand in. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Air trap in his
These little
backpack.
bastards.
That's a 12.
Okay. You feel a bear trap whack right over your hand as you put it in, and you receive 12 points of slashing damage as it crushes your hand as you put it in.
Is there anything else in there?
You can certainly look. You have maybe about 15 seconds or so left of that whole person spell. So
Okay, I'm just going to take my hand out of his pack and grab him by the throat.
okay, yep, you have successfully grappled him.
Stone, let's bring him back into the room. Get away from this floor.
This damn floor!
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna start like retracing my steps backwards, like to make sure I miss the same one that we did not activate the first time.
Okay.
I will follow, but like actually looking ahead and not just running this time.
Okay, yeah, you definitely you're able to know. Okay, we can miss all the ones that we on, so you are navigating back, and you have him in your hand, and spell fades, and you see him. He starts kicking his legs, and he starts kind of like punching your hand. He is going to try to slip out of your grasp. So it's going to be a strength based from you of athletics versus his acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That is an unnatural 20.
That is a 5. So he is squealing around, just trying to get out of your grasp, but you just have his throat. So he kind of stops and just looks at you with these cold blue eyes.
In Draconic, if you cause us trouble, we will hurt you.
It gulps in your hand, and you can feel his throat kind of expand, and you just see his head nod a little bit.
Why did you run from us?
He can't really talk.
I'll
Are we back in the room?
I'll say yeah. You're back over at the room.
Okay, I'm gonna just like close the door and then stand right by the door, almost like a doorman, making sure.
Sure.
Yeah, or a bouncer, I guess.
So yeah, yeah. So Stone, you have this kobold. You release your grasp a little bit to where he can speak, and he says, "Trap."
You thought we were trying to trap you?
No, me trap.
You trapped us.
Yep.
Why?
Strangers.
But we were trying to be your friends.
He looks at you, and he looks at all of you, and shakes his head. No.
Do you not have friends?
We were told not to.
By who?
I can't tell you.
So, remember when I said if you cause us trouble, we will hurt you?
Yeah.
That will happen if you don't tell us who told you to not have friends?
Saphir, she told me.
Saphir?
Yeah, Saphir.
Who is that?
The person that told me not to trust you.
What does she look like? Is she a humanoid?
Blue. She's blue.
Does she look like us?
Show you. Follow.
No.
Trust.
After your escape, after you stole from us, I will not trust any of your kind again. And I turn back to everybody while I am holding him and just, does anyone have anything to say to him?
What did he tell you?
Well, a fair point. He said that somebody named Saphir, who is apparently female, told them not to have friends, not to trust us. And he wants to show us her. But I said that I will not trust him after what happened.
I mean, if we can make him kind of... I mean, I don't see an issue with him leading us to this person. Because if he tries to run away or escape again, I'll just squeeze him until he pops.
That's
Could
fair.
tie a rope and put him on a leash.
That's a good idea.
I was thinking the same.
Should we try to persuade him, or should we try to maybe scare him? If Stone, I could make you sound incredibly frightful. I can make your eyes flicker and the ground shake a bit while you speak, if you wanted to try to scare him. Or if we want to try to be friendly. I have somewhat of a thing for that, too.
I think I might have something that will entice him to listen to us. And I'm going to turn back to the kobold and in Draconic say, do you see this? And I'll show him my hand that isn't wrapped around his throat.
Yes, I see.
I will, not casting it, but I will begin just sort of, as my hand sort of folds back and recedes, showing this sort of like crystalline orb of like sort of gold energy. And I'll just, it's guiding bolt, but I'm not casting it. I'm just sort of like showing the energy.
Sure, so you're intimidating. So go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
That is a 9 + 1, 10.
10. Okay, you can see that this creature is fully intimidated by just the presence of 4 large creatures. You have it by its throat. You are casting a spell. It is in your mercy, essentially, even with a 10. It is ready and willing to follow what you tell it to do.
If you try to escape, hurt us, or betray us, this will happen to you.
It nods.
And I'll turn back to everybody. Does anyone have a piece of metal that we can put around its throat to make the collar?
I don't think so.
I do have a dagger.
That might be enough.
Okay.
I will... Okay, so I have my Channel Divinity for Artisan's Blessing. I can use my Channel Divinity to conduct an hour-long ritual to craft a non-magical item that must include some metal, a simple or martial weapon, a suit of armor, 10 pieces of ammunition, a set of tools, or another metal object. The thing I create can be worth no more than 100 gold pieces.
Okay, yeah, you're totally able to smith something. Like you have some raw material on you, I'm assuming. You're that kind of a cleric, so.
Yep, Cleric of the Forge. So I'll just kind of take the dagger that that Green offers and use that as sort of like the basis, but I'll take the time to craft like a sort of like a harness that fits around his chest.
Okay.
How long?
and sort of
Yeah,
like a piece of like chain coming off of it so we can hold him.
Okay.
How long does this take?
This takes an hour.
Could we use a short rest?
That would
If,
probably.
if you'd like to take a short rest while he does this, he would not be able to take a full rest because he's actually crafting something. But if the rest of you would like to, you
we could
most
just
certainly
sit another hour afterwards.
I'm going to. I'll take the short rest, and then I'm actually going to give a healing potion to Stone.
can. Okay.
Here, Stone. While you work on that, here, drink this. It'll
Thank
help a
you.
little
I will.
bit. It's
So yeah, go ahead and
2d4
Yep.
plus 2.
Do you want to roll that, or do you want me to?
I'd say you, since I'm giving it to you.
2d4 plus 2.
Mhm.
So that is 2 plus, or so is it? It's 2d4 and then plus 2 after, not plus 2 to each.
correct.
Okay, so that is 6 plus 2, so that's 8.
There you go.
All right, at least I'm a little higher now. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And then I'm going to use some hit dice to try to get my health back up here.
Don't forget to add your Constitution modifier to your hit points. Your
Yeah.
hit dice. Okay, so the hour goes by, and you successfully create this harness collar type creation. You take him out, and you push him in front of you in this hallway, and he says, "Follow!"
I'll beckon everybody, and he's going to. He says to follow. So I'll hold the chain and let him go ahead.
Can you ask him to tell us where all the traps are?
Yes.
Before you even say anything, Stone, he starts pointing at the floor in certain areas, and he starts hopping over certain tiles in the floor, and you all mimic what he does.
Okay.
And Stone, could you ask him his name?
Do you have a name?
No.
Would you like one?
Sure.
All right. Your name will be.
You see, he's very concentrating on what tile to step on and what not.
Okay. I will name you Grub.
My name is Grub.
And I turn back. His name is Grub.
Rub.
Fishing for a little worm.
Okay, so it's about maybe 80 more feet to this entrance, and this bright light is shining in through this entrance or exit. You
What
continue?
is that light?
Outside.
Outside the mountain?
Yeah.
Is that where the other kobolds are?
No kobolds outside.
Where is Saphir?
Outside.
Is Saphir your boss?
He looks confused by that question.
Is Saphir in charge of you?
Oh yeah.
Does she use magic?
You're maybe about 60 feet away or 30 feet away now.
Does she use magic?
He looks kind of confused as what you're saying.
I'd show him the kind of the glow of my hand. Does she do like this?
Sorta.
Okay. All right. Show us to Saphir. Will she attack us?
Maybe. And just he hops towards the last tile, and he kind of breathes, and he is able to walk regularly down the path, and you see him exit. Well, actually, you are very close behind him with your chain, but he takes you to the edge of this tunnel. There, you see the light is blinding as you get close to here. And you look out, and all of you stand next to each other as you walk out onto grass. You see...
I'll
all
bring
around you.
Barrel out so I can see better.
Okay, you pop Barrel out, and you see inside of this gigantic crater is a jungle of beautiful waterfalls kind of falling down the sides of the mountains. You see different creatures and animals like around. See just this beautiful scenery in front of you. And all of a sudden, from above, multiple figures drop down, surrounding you entirely. And you see one removes this like headdress type thing that's sort of blocking their view. And you see a blue gemstone looking creature that looks at you. It has draconic looking features, and it is a dragonborn made completely out of gem. All right, and that is where we're going to leave it for tonight.
It was. I
Damn.
will sketch the jungle.
That is dope.
And that is where we're going to leave tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening to Expedition D20. If you're enjoying the podcast, please leave a rating and review on the listening platform you are using. Please consider sharing this podcast with your friends or anyone you think would enjoy it. We look forward to seeing you at the next episode. And as always, thanks for joining the expedition.